you've always saw things in a different light, and you and your higher self was able to see things from a very young age that most people really couldn't. They can never really figure you out specifically. This might be unrelated, but every time mosquitoes love me, every time I get blood work, it's super hard for them to draw blood from me. Like it's like it's always me. It could be anybody else. I could be completely relaxed and they just can't do it, or it's like I was assessed through my life. It could be like a physical, like in the sense that like, okay, check your posture, like your feet, like this standard stuff like that. And there was like, I've always, I don't know what it was, but like this, people always knew there was something about me. And I was just a kid and a teen during these kinds of things, but I guess they're kind of related. What I mean is, I've always stood out, like not wanting to stand out in that way. Teachers were like, huh, come here. They could never figure me out who I was. And I thought I was just being a kid and doing my role in the world, right? But since you saw things in a different light, you just, your eyes were open at a young age just to witnessing or seeing kind of unusual things, evil things, like strange patterns in people, and even spiritually you were able to see things that were like out of order and not quite there. And then when you called it out, I'm like, oh, what's going on with that? You thought, it's like people were like, how dare you call out my authority, or like question the world's agenda. It's like from a young age, like you were kind of, you might have not known it yet, but you knew something was this up with how society and people operated. Like you might have been in groups of people, like hanging out with your friends, and then you knew that you didn't fit in. So you try to change yourself to fit in, and you eventually did. I'm sure you're probably a good-looking person, you know, take care of yourself. But when you hear conversations with people, you try to talk to them, it's always about worldly things. It could be about drugs, it could be about this, that, or just like there's this huge disconnect where you're like always questioning things of the world and this like high level of consciousness, and almost like a spiritual awakening in a sense that you just were so like caught in yourself in these cringe moments in life. You're like, huh, oh, I get it. And being able to see things from a unique perspective, like I know what the school system's set up in a way where if you make a mistake, everyone just laughs and makes fun of you, and they deem you as like this bad person. They put your personality on making this stupid little mistake, but in reality, it's just a psychological thing. But people just try to plant seeds in your mind of just when you make a mistake and it's like you're a horrible person, blah blah blah. Like especially in schoolwork. But I don't know. I guess it kind of conditions you to think of things in a certain way. Like it's unhealthy. When you see things in a different light, you could see witness something like I've witnessed people get mistreated and abused, like it's just patterns are out of order, and you're able to see things in a different light, but people think you're trying to make you seem crazy for calling unusual things out that isn't accepted by society, that that it's normal for society, but it's not normal and it's not right. Like, just sometimes I gotta, with certain people, I choose not to have like a lot of tons of people in my inner circle. I just prefer to be living a good private life. I don't like the drama, right? I don't mind having quality friends, good people, but not just like bad apples. I watch what I say around certain people, because I know it's just I'm not trying to point myself. I'm not like some weirdo of like, oh, I'm better than everybody else. I'm and this, no. But sometimes around people, I feel that it's just I want to talk about spirituality and things that aren't of this world, and this is very unrelatable and awkward in a lot of these conversations you try to have with some worldly people. I've caught myself in situations where it's just, and like strangers witnessed it. Like, I've had strangers and people that I didn't really particularly close to on and off throughout my life, like, that really appreciated my kindness and like this doing random acts, and like these people were like, you good? Or like they say they see something in you, and it's like they're surprised, like, huh, I'm sure you encountered this, like strangers, like, huh, I wonder why this person's not like appreciated more, or like they see you in such a high light that it's like this makes you question, huh? But yet again, from your standpoint, you're just trying to be you and just be a normal, kid, teen, adult. Like, you don't realize that, like, God is working in your life, because it's like these small seeds planted through time. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You go over your Bible passage, oh, that makes sense. Evil communications, corrupt manners, fake friends, like trusting God more, faith. And it's all molding you in the person you're meant to be. And what made me like stood out is I learn a few different ways. Like, I'm a visual learner. I can do things the traditional way too, but I try to, the way I do personal training and I teach group fitness classes, working with seniors and fitness, stuff like that, geriatric kind of stuff like that. And the way I teach things, I just didn't really know I was like 5-6 years ago that I'd be necessarily doing this. But the way I teach is like very unique to me, and it's like no one could take away the gifts that and the things that I have away from me. You offer unique perspectives in the room. It's just so unique. We're all so unique, and all have our gifts, but I guess it's me being able to explain things in a different light and it might not be the way other people learn or go about life, but it's just the way I do things, and it's like I'm grateful for that. It's cool. It's like seeing things in a different light. It's a huge advantage, but people might think you're weird or worldly people, but we know that it's just something that everyone's watching this video could all relate. We all have, and yeah, this is what it is. All I have to say. Peace.